What is up? It's AboveUp, and we're gonna play Immortal Redneck. This is a game that I've been dreading for a very long time for a lot of reasons. We're gonna focus on the positive first, because, come on, there are some good things about this game, and you're probably seeing most of them immediately. The game looks pretty good. I actually have my graphics set pretty low because this game does not play nicely with the CPU, especially not while recording, so everything is turned down really low, but you can probably still make out. The character models are insanely detailed. The areas look very nice, and yeah, this is a procedurally generated first-person shooter, kinda like Ziggurat and Tower of Guns. I'd say that presentation and control-wise, it is more like Ziggurat, and quality-wise, it's more like Tower of Guns. We'll see why very soon. Also, I forgot an upgrade in the previous room. Should probably head back if that's still there. Actually don't know if it saves though. We'll see. Now you might wonder what is wrong with this game for it to get there, but trust me, the problems are going to stack really hard, especially after I tell you certain aspects. Right now the game is fast, it flows well, it controls well, there's a cool double jump. I do good damage, enemies fly away through physics, which is pretty cool, and I forgot to check the weapon again. Because I'm walking and talking. Oh god. I hate these rooms so much. There's traps on these floors, so you can't stand still on that. Usually there's also enemies hiding on the ceiling here. Really annoying to deal with. I think there's... Oh wait, there's actually... Okay. A lot of times there's nothing here and you just have to walk back. Really dumb. But yeah, I don't really have to focus on money right now because there's no use for money inside a run. And a lot of you are probably gonna go, oh boy, here we go, because I've complained about this sort of stuff before and I'm gonna complain about it again later on. But for now, we're just gonna play the video game. Which is pretty fun, like... I don't want these. Where the fuck did you throw my shotgun? So there's problem one with this game. Most of the guns are shit. They're not great, and they're absolutely not worth using. There's nowhere to go back. And most of the objectives during regular play is just get money, die, upgrade. Oh, whoops, I wasn't going to talk about this. What's my scroll save? In this room. I think it was there. There's no map icon, so I don't think it's it. No, it doesn't save that. That might be a good thing, because this game fucks you over. Whoa. It's really hard not to get into the negatives with this game, because outside of the quick movement and how nice it feels to double jump, there isn't that much that's positive once you're more familiar with the game. The moment-to-moment gameplay, like that feels really nice. The game looks great. But let's just talk about it before I show you. Oh god. Let's kill these enemies and then we'll talk about it. And yeah, I don't aim that well. This game has really, really shitty aim assist that sometimes helps and sometimes just gets in the way. The shots that you feel should... Gets rid of bad scrolls. Oh, we do have to talk about this now. A lot of times there are shots where you feel like you should hit it, like a close-ranged shotgun blast, but then the aim assist is like, nah, none of this hit. We're just gonna auto-correct it into random directions. And then sometimes you just run at full speed with your pistol and just hit every shot even though it was nowhere near the target. The game is great that way. So that scroll that I picked up right now, scrolls are the upgrades of this game, you know, like how everyone copies Binding of Isaac with permanent upgrades, or not permanent upgrades, random upgrades that you find within a run. This game has a lot of negative upgrades. You can't see what anything is before you pick it up. And it's not in the sense of Risk of Rain or The Binding of Isaac, where it's like, oh, you see what this is, you know what it does, you don't pick it up because you learned from the last time. Here it's just, you see a scroll, maybe it's good, maybe it ends your entire run because it's that bad. Like, I've had a lot that just deleted all my weapons. Or ones that gave me random ones that were just bad. Or ones that didn't allow me to switch weapons until I reloaded. Or ones that make it so that healing items don't heal you anymore. It's really bad. And it actually kind of just makes you want to play without them, which is probably more doable than with them. I think there's also double jump scrolls, because that's not an ability you actually start with. Oh wait, I can actually just leave, because I'm not going for money, so fuck it. Like, you don't start with double jump, that's a permanent upgrade. So that's not something you start with. You also don't start with this movement speed or this damage output that I have. And I'll show you just how bad that is after we clear the second boss in this run or die. I'm not going to play an entire run. I can't stomach this game for that long. Just knowing that I can finally uninstall it after this video is over. And I was kind of wondering, like, how should I do a video about it? Because the permanent stat scaling in this game is very aggressive. So starting the game early doesn't feel like it would do it justice. Starting the game late into it, like I'm doing now, isn't really doing it justice either, because my guns do decent damage now. They're doing the kind of damage that they should have always done to these enemies. But that's not how this game works. Fuck off, Jesus Christ. Why did you survive a shotgun blast? Yeah, enemies in this are bullet sponges. They're the most extreme bullet sponges you can get. And thankfully, after you beat the pyramid, you get a second pyramid. And in that second pyramid, I can show you just how bad the damage... See, that was a close-range shotgun blast, and every single shot missed. That's stupid. I do like the floatiness in the controls and the jumping. Like, this feels like one of those first-person shooters you could turn into a real game very easily if you just let someone who knows how to design levels just make proper ones. It's kind of a problem within the roguelites, where it is entirely possible to make any genre a good roguelite, but a lot of times it feels like it's an excuse to not design levels, because the systems aren't really designed around it. Or like in this case, it's an excuse to not properly scale damage or defense or movement or anything, and just leave it up to the player with a wide variety of being underpowered and overpowered. I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather have a game that is properly balanced start to finish, where you have a shot at the first run, but you're not going to be good enough because you don't understand the subsystems. I've talked about this plenty of times, but like the games that do it well are Power Climb, Spelunky, probably Dead Cells to an extent. I've seen people like start on fresh saves and make it to repeatedly. Oh, that's cool. Especially with the new stat system in Dead Cells, not the one it started with, it's entirely possible. You just need to be absurdly good. Oh dear God. Is that everything? No, there's probably enemies near that exit, so I have to go there, kill those, and then all the way back, because this is a dead end. There's a lot of dead ends in this game. Playing it feels like one a lot of the time, but I guess that is the nature of bad roguelites. And it's a shame, because like, look at the effort that was put into designing all of this. Up again, go away. It's a game that, like, a weird amount of attention has been put into the wrong places, I want to say, and none of it really went into the design of the game itself. And it's a shame. And it's especially a shame because the reason that I played for as long as I did was because I wanted to see, is the second pyramid just reused assets? And the answer is no, actually. It's totally new assets. It's completely new room designs with a completely different look. So at least it has that over a game like, you know, Flint Hook, where it's like, wow, you're a lazy asshole. I kind of had a problem with this game at first because I kind of expected it to be like that. Because as you can see, every floor of this first pyramid looks the exact same and has the same enemies, except they're skilled higher with damage and defense. It's a very, very weird and annoying thing. Like, I think if you're going to do this, color theme all the different floors. So you have the red floor, the blue floor, the orange floor, God who knows what else kind of floors you need. But just give every floor like a different color to make it a bit different. Like, you don't even need to make new assets for it. You just shade them and you're done. It gives people more of a sense of progression immediately. And when you're trying to go for a game with permanent progression where you have to replay the same thing over and over and over and over just to get better stats, so you can finally win because the game gives you enough stats to do the thing, you're going to need any sort of trick to make progression feel more valid. Like, spending hours to get to, like, floor 3 of a dungeon, and then floor 3 looks exactly like floor 1. That's going to make people just stop playing. Most people, anyway. And there's a lot of people who complain, like, oh yeah, I put fucking 10 hours into this. I'm still on Pyramid 1. This is awful. And I think a lot of that feeling would just go away if you just tint everything a different color, so it at least feels somewhat different. Maybe have like some assets like on walls or like objects like this on the floor only appear on certain floor levels to really make it stand out from everything else. Am I just missing the exit? Did I just run past it while talking? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with a game like this to make it better. And that's the frustrating part. Like, a lot of the problems here could have been resolved by decent playtesting to get a better balancing going. You know, paying attention to how people engage with the game, what they struggle with, and then balancing around that. But also just, like, the color gradient thing to make progression feel more like it's actually happening, rather than, I'm playing the same fucking floor, but it's called a different number. That's just my problems with a lot of these games. Like, Spelunky still has things where, like, a lot of the same floors, or at least the same areas, like Forest, will all have different events happening there, and they won't all happen every time. But at least it's going to give this feeling of variety to going through the same content. Sometimes there's a snake pit, sometimes it's dark, sometimes God knows what happens. A bomb just randomly goes off in the shopkeeper area. Okay, that's not really an event, but you get what I mean. There's also another problem that I have with this game, and I just heard it. I don't know if anyone else picked up on it. I doubt it. It took me a while before under here. It took me a while before I realized what was going on, and then it started annoying me every time I heard it. I'm sure it will come up again, and then I can go, huh, see? Oh, this thing is... Alright, next floor. But it's especially sad when you see like all these really nice assets go to waste in mediocrity. Like, these assets deserve a real home. Replaces your weapons with a random... Oh. Alright. It just replaced this. I'm okay with this. It could have gone way worse than that. But like you can see, that is something that could really fuck you up. And here we have the first boss. This is always the same fight here. There's no randomization. It's incredibly easy to a point where I'm wondering why it's even here. The second boss is really hard, and that fight is drawn out stupidly long to a point where almost every time I played I ran out of ammo, died after that. He gives out more ammo, but it takes a while before you get it. I don't know why. That fight sucks so much. Alright, now that we destroyed enough of those sarcophaguses, which for some reason it seems like it's a random number, we can now damage the boss. And that's the boss. Impressive, isn't it? This isn't the full pyramid boss, this is like a halfway boss. The first pyramid. But this is enough of this shit. This is the halfway point for this first dungeon. It took me about 5 hours before I finally beat this thing. So, let me just... should I restart? No, there's no quick restart thing. Let's just go to a floor and kill ourselves. Let's see, what's the room? There's a room there, and there's a... Please give me a hazard so I can stand in it. No. There. We're just gonna die here. There we go. We're dead. See? I defeated the mid-boss, and then there's the top boss. Who cares? So, this is the actual character select screen. All these attack up, HP ups things, they show up if you don't use a character for long enough. So the game is trying to force you to switch characters. I get the feeling that this is solely because all the side characters suck, and the game wants you to switch characters by basically just buffing the stats of the other one. Their starting weapons are trash. Like even this one, I don't really care much for this piece of shit. But the shotgun just carries the whole game, basically, so I go for that. So let's look at the stat screen. You have 50 levels of attack that you can level up. As you can see, my attack is 236. It doesn't start anywhere near that. I can tell you that much. This is 35 fucking upgrades of it. Then you have 25 defense upgrades. You know, I think this is 36% defense on top of your starting defense, which is 0 basically. There's all this health. You start with about 100. Then there's the critical chance, of which you have 25 upgrades. Then there's the critical damage, of which you have 30 fucking upgrades. Then you have these, which is the bonus character, and then the upgrade for the bonus character. So there's stupid skill that you're not going to use. Going to get stronger. Who cares? Then there's 20 upgrades of getting more gold, so you can actually get the other stuff faster. The weird thing is they give this super late, which I think they don't understand how this stuff should go. You should give this early, because if you buy this later, it's a waste of gold. But yeah, I just looked up where it would be on the stat screen because I knew it would be there, and then I rushed towards it to get it as fast as I could. Here's the speed upgrades. I have one of them. It gives me 3 extra speed, I think, because the base is 100. Other characters have different speed levels, so this kind of goes on top of their speed levels as well. Here I have the extra jump. You don't start with that shit either. Oh yeah, and this is like if you open a chest, it gives you extra money, so you can rush money fast. And this is so you start with an extra weapon. If you thought that was egregious, here's the consumables. You can buy starting scrolls, or you can buy good starting scrolls, so you won't get fucked over the moment you enter the fucking dungeon. Let's buy a bunch of these and see what they give me, and then buy one after that. Alright, let's go to the other dungeon. We went to this one first. Now we can go to that one. The only reason we know that it's open is because these torches are turned on. I didn't even realize this until I went into this one for like the 15th time. The game takes all your money, so you can't save up. there's nothing to really alleviate how much it takes the way you can do in Rogue Legacy. So prepare to grind and die a lot for no fucking reason. This game has a worse system than Rogue Legacy. Think about that. Increases the range for picking up items, increases knockback on enemies, your attack increases as long as you don't miss a shot. So my stats are about the same as they were for stage 1 with no stat upgrade. You're going to see what this game is actually like. It is pretty fucking bad. And also, I'm probably going to get hit a lot, and hopefully the game will give me health so I can talk about the other problem I have. But as you can see, this is a completely different area design. The game actually looks different, and I have to commend that. Because I was expecting this game to just look the same on every fucking pyramid, because Flint Hook does. Flint Hook has no fucking area variety whatsoever. Everything just looks like the same thing constantly. It's not great. Let's see, I think I have to go downstairs. Oh, upstairs through this. Go, oh, for fuck's sake. There's also unique enemies here. They're quite annoying. But at least, like, new assets actually show up in this. That is not an objective. Go away, go away. I don't care what you do, just go away. Surprising lack of health items. Am I really not going to be able to talk about the one thing I wanted to talk about that I was happy for delaying this video? Come on, give me health upgrades so I can talk about the shitty audio. Oh god, it dragged it to me. That is why I'm not finding them. It's that range extender. Shit, it's fucking me over. You might notice the enemies are spongier here. And they were even spongier when I went in here the first time. Like, I could not clear floor 1 because my weapons were just useless. So I've grinded a bit to make it more fair. I don't know why I make things more fair for a video for a game that I dislike. But I was curious how the scaling would go. And now I'm also really curious how the scaling for the final dungeon will go, because I cannot imagine. Get down from there. There we go. Go away. Wow, it's really not throwing anything at me. Really softballing me. I've never had rooms this easy. Usually it's the opposite. I record and everything goes horribly, horribly wrong. And normally I play this game, I get all the terrible scrolls, my run is completely fucked up. I get rooms that feel unwinnable, and now I'm recording and the game is fine. Kind of. As fine as this game will get. It's also funny to note that, like, the shotgun is the only thing that feels kind of powerful in this game. And there's this, I guess. It takes forever. Yeah, and there's annoying voice clips. There aren't that many of them. I've honestly only heard this one a lot. Most of them just don't bother playing. I guess the game is embarrassed for itself. Let's see, I have to go back, because there's nothing here. Go back to the starting room and see what's in here. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've not seen this room before. Can anyone drop a health upgrade from a distance so I can tell people to fucking listen when it drops? Please, game. Cooperate. What the f is this enemy, and why is it exclusively in areas where I can't get a shot at it? It's not like it's going to hurt me, so I don't know what the deal with this is. Hey. Nice. Doubles chance of critical hits and a blueprint. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take damage for no reason. God, why? Why? Why is this? Oh god. Oh. Okay, so if you heard that, please rewind a bit. You'll hear the health pickup sound. That is a potion sound. That is not a piece of meat being eaten. That is a potion that someone is drinking. That is a royalty-free sound effect. Which makes me think that the placeholder image for that item was just a red potion, and they changed it into a piece of meat later, but they never changed the sound effect, so now you have this weird, squishy, drinkable meat. It bothers the fuck out of me. Stop spinning. This is not a spin to win zone. There we go. That was another example of that sound effect. That is meat. That is not a potion. I kind of wonder how many other things were just kind of just put in place later without really thinking about how it would affect things. Because a lot of this game feels really badly balanced. Oh wait, this is time trial? Oh, it's up here. Yeah, I'm not gonna get that in time. Fuck that. Out of ammo. This is like one of those features. Like, why would I throw my weapon? You can deal damage to enemies with that, but like, why? Why can't I just punch them? Can I punch them if I have... Go away. No, if I have nothing equipped, I cannot punch. So, why not put in a melee attack for my weapons? Because it is possible to be fully out of ammo and then the only thing you have left is throwing your weapon. I have been in this position several times because the game deleted all my weapons and gave me something with no ammo reserves. This is fairly common in this game. That is a piece of shit weapon. Let's do one more floor, and after that floor is the floor with the boss, and then loading screen. Yeah, if I die on this floor, I'll be happy. Also, the only reason that I ended up going through with this game is because every time I'd search for this game, I typed the name wrong, and every time I ended up with Immortal Redneck. And for some reason, this always reminded me of the old stupid hentai shit that I kept seeing around. So that's the thumbnail now. I'm not sorry. I usually don't do shitposty thumbnails quite to that extent unless I make the dumpster fire thumbnails, but that video just had to happen. Because fuck this game, to be honest. Ah, God, I am not getting the health I need. I mean, alternatively, I could play good, but no. Talking and recording is taxing as fuck, which is why I usually don't do both at the same time. Except in this series, and most of the games that I play don't really require fast moment-to-moment gameplay anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. But in this one, it does. Plus, it's really fucking warm. And to record this, I had to turn my fan off, which is oh so terrible. It's really warm. This country, the warmest it's probably been in the entire time I've been alive. It's starting to kind of cool down already, for which I am grateful. But it's been warm for so long, I don't think I've ever experienced this. I'm not exaggerating, I actually mean it. Seriously. Like, I think the longest summer feeling that I've personally experienced, and there's another problem I have with this game. The longest summer feeling that I've personally experienced, was maybe 3 weeks. And this has been going for 3 to 4 months now. It is really terrible. Meat. And there was that sound effect again. But yeah, the thing that I just stopped talking for, the problem that I have, when your HP gets really low, the thing this game likes to do is it likes to turn your sound off. So it really likes to muffle your sound to make it more dramatic, but what it does is you don't know if audio's coming from any direction anymore. So it just becomes this constant fucking death trap, basically. How do I get down there? Oh, in these corners. Okay. Oh, dear God. And there we have another sound effect that was meat. And another one. Don't you just like squishy drinkable? Isn't that the best kind of meat there is? Oh dear God, we're almost done. This is a boss floor. Unless it breaks sequence now. This is a pretty ominous fucking start, to be honest. If we get to the boss, that's going to be the first time I see it as well. So we can truly experience the bullshit of the first time getting to something in this game. Yeah, if the game still looks decent, try to imagine that this is basically stage 2, and that I had to grind for 10 hours for my damage and defense and health to do this. Fuck this. No. Wow, 2 voice clips in a row. Oh, Jesus, why? Squishy meat. No, I'm not picking that up. So that was nothing. Maybe there's something here. Oh wait, this was the room I didn't want. Oh, it's one of these again. Except this time it's not gonna... Oh, it's a bunch of them. But hopefully this time they don't go into fucking water. Or sewage. Or whatever you want to call that green toxic shit. Oh, come on! Fuck you. Can you stop? Where did these tiny enemies go? Here they are. It just... I think the most amazing thing is that, like, there are so many of these types of games, and, like, almost none of them have, like, decent gunplay. Is that actually an enemy? Oh, I'm stuck in this. Fuck. Oh, it just temporarily disables a hazard. Okay. Oh. Where is the final enemy? No, really, where is it? Hello? Is this bug actually happening now on video? Because I've had this a few times where there's literally no more enemies, but the game thinks there are, so it doesn't let you exit the room because it thinks there's still an enemy alive. Unless this really is an enemy. It is! Okay. Normally, if there's only like 1 or 2 enemies left, there's going to be this red aura around them, so you know where they are, because that is like see-through wall shit. But I guess this time, no. This time not. Yeah, I've had a bunch of weird bugs with this game. It's not that stable. The weirdest bug that I had was that there's this animation where if you jump towards a ledge, and you don't quite make it, you latch onto it. Show it in a bit. Like this. So that didn't function. And the first room immediately required me to do that. So that run was dead. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to run on that, but sure. Scroll. Din's Fire. Oh, for fuck's sake. So the game considers this a positive upgrade. It is really not a positive upgrade. Whenever you get hit, you get this exploding fire spell around you. If you've played Ocarina of Time, you know what Din's Fire is. You get that every time you're hit. This creates gigantic visibility issues, and a lot of the time I've pretty much just died because I got hit, and then I couldn't see anything else coming in anymore because, yeah, it just obfuscated everything on the screen. Oh, fuck. Just obfuscated everything on the screen constantly, and it was just a mess. More squishy, drinkable meat. Ooh, so, let's see. I hate these tiny enemies a lot. Why are they in the game? They don't see, that's the effect. Now imagine that triggering a lot really rapidly. And after a while you just lose track of everything. What is this? Lava, poison, etc. Can't hit. That's nice. At least that's nice. Also, yeah, as you saw, there's hit stun on all your attacks. It's only decent now because I picked up an upgrade that doubles the effect. Without that, it's borderline useless, and it's not going to stop anything from really just overwhelming you. And this room is a bust. I have to go back. Again. There we go. I have to go there. Wait, it's somewhere upstairs. Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, if for whatever reason you end up playing this game, please don't. Keep in mind to rush the gold upgrade so you can get money faster, so you can get all the upgrades in the game faster. And especially rush double jump, because it's practically required to get through most of the game in a decent way without taking damage. And you don't start with it. I feel like movement options like that should just be there. If you're going to do stat progression, like, it is fine to give players movement options later by unlocking them through gameplay means, but don't do it through stats. That's just bad. Like, Dead Cells does a really cool thing where you get movement upgrades later. Those gloves suck. That's pretty nice. But Dead Cells does a decent thing where you get permanent upgrades, as in you get these permanent movement options that basically unlock different routes on the map, so you can go different maps sooner. Those different maps are going to be harder than the base set of maps that you go through. That makes things interesting when you return and you understand the game better and have better upgrades.
Now you are one creepy fucking weirdo.
I don't think that did damage. That did damage. I don't think I got hit though. Oh, I got hit by something I can't see. That's... Oh god, there's a thing in the... Oh no. And now there's lasers everywhere. Firing. Fireballs? Oh god. This fight has interesting mechanics. At least, it is not as brain-dead boring as the first one, or as tedious as the second one. This is kind of acceptable. And I'm probably gonna need a lot of health to take it down. But yeah, that's this game. That's Immortal Redneck. Please do not get this game. I don't recommend it. It's pretty fucking bad. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see ya.